Hello, everybody. Today's video is about getting started and getting set up. So, if you're someone who's interested in joining, you need to know where to go or how this all works. This video will definitely help. So, let's say you're coming into our website, and this is what you see. First, you need to register. And how that works is you can press Get Started, or you can go straight, it leads to the registration page right here. And you can also just type that in. So you come to registration and we'll discuss, what an account means. So making your account means getting a free trial to use with our select indicators and strategies, which are AFT Flow, AFT Wix, Bolt, and Breakout. As stated many times and in our general information video, that means you get to use these live for that free trial period. But once that's done, you can still test, you can still back test and run playback on the two strategies, but the indicators won't render and they're useless after that trial. It also means receiving a license to use with our software, our indicators and strategies. And as soon as you make your account, that license is made, attached to your account, and the free trial starts. So just to repeat, as soon as you make your account, the free trial starts. And as noted here, a license is just a phrase, it's a string that you give to the indicator or strategy while you're using it on the chart is one of the parameters. So you can see here, you go to your dashboard. So, if you're not logged in, this is what you'll see. We'll go over this note too, it's very important. So you have to use the same email at checkout as the email used on your dashboard, the one that you used to sign up with. That's how it can connect what you subscribe to with your account. And your license binds to the first machine that activates it on NinjaTrader. This is discussed in the general information video, but just in case you know now, how it works is, let's just say you have NinjaTrader on your VPS, even if it's and NinjaTrader on your PC, even if they're the same account. That's two instances of NinjaTrader. If you make your account and you download the free file, which contains those two indicators and two strategies, and you use it on the VPS first, you input your license key at any point, it will bind to that instance of NinjaTrader. So it will bind to that VPS instance. Let's say you want to use it on your PC now. You can reset your machine ID, which we'll show you. But the whole point of this is just to explain that your license will bind to the first machine that activates it on NinjaTrader. So once it binds, you can't use it anywhere else until you reset it. And this is just another note about our VPS setup. So let's say you log in and you can see your dashboard. It's frozen for now. Okay, there you go. You come here, same notes as before. Welcome back. You have your quiz. It's obviously super simple. This is just for getting started, so we don't need to focus on that. You can see your license key in your email. This is what I was mentioning about resetting your machine ID. It will show you the machine ID associated with your account, and you can just press reset. And after you press reset, continuing from the example from before, it will unlock it won't bind to your VPS instance anymore, and then you can switch to using the products from your VPS on your PC. So obviously that would mean importing the same file onto both computers, but it just means now you can use, once you reset your machine ID, you can bind it anywhere you want again, but it can only be bound to one instance of NinjaTrader at a time. You have your billing status, and these are just other features that are from before. So now we're moving on to downloading. You will download one of these files. We're going through the free package right now anyways, but this applies to anybody. You just download one of your files. It'll go into your file. You'll see it in your file explorer, wherever you're downloading it into. You come to NinjaTrader, and to import it, you just go to Tools, Import NinjaScript add-on, and select the zip file that you just downloaded from our website. After that's imported, you will import it, and it may ask you a few questions, like there's an add-on we have, and you might already have some current assemblies on there. Read through them and like say yes. Yeah, just read through them, and once everything is set up, then it should be all good. If you have any problems, um, you can contact us at any time, or we also have support here. Where is it? You scroll down and you can see the request setup help. We have a couple pages, and you can obviously just contact us. But back in the NinjaTrader, so you import it. I'll ask you some questions. Just go through it all, and once it's all done, it should be in here. If you have problems, contact us. Now we'll set up the data feed. So this means you can connect to your prop firm. NinjaTrader can connect to various prop firms and data feeds. It can even connect to different brokerages, but that's not what we're focusing on now. So you just press configure. If you don't see the configure option, make sure you go to tools, settings, and enable multi-provider. Just click it and press apply. And just to show it now, you will need to also enable tick replay. So that should be in market data. Go to show tick replay, apply it, and you may need to restart NinjaTrader. And that's for the charts, but we'll go through that after. So go to connections, configure, choose the data feed that you'd like. So if you're using Tradevate, for example, like I have a Tradeify Tradevate connection, you go to NinjaTrader, input your credentials, and then just press apply. But each prop firm they should have instructions for you depending on your plan as well. And there's more resources online. So once you set up your data feed, you connect to it. Just press it, and there'll be a green circle, also a green circle here. To open a chart, to apply the strategies and the indicators, just go to chart, select your instrument. This should be here, as I just mentioned. Make sure tick replay is on that's for our side, but it's meant to be more accurate, and it fills in another data series. Load 5 to 10 days of data, and we'll load MES. Open this up, and now we'll move on to applying strategies. So you can right click the chart and press indicators or strategies, or press the strategies button or indicators. So we go to strategies, and this would be where you input your license key. So we're not going to open any of the strategies now, but for example, sample ATM strategy, you can double click it, or you can press it and then press add. This is now you can edit all the fields. So here there'll be a field called license key. That's where you put your license key in. You can review all the other settings. There's tooltips if you hover over them in our own strategies. Once you set all your settings, just press enabled and press apply. Now this is for strategies. Very similar for indicators, but just one note is do not activate strategies only in this strategies tab here. It's always best to have it on a chart, and then once you put it on the chart, it will show up here. But what we mean is just don't only open a strategy, initialize and open a strategy here. It should always be on a chart. And this is just because the data feed can lag sometimes. It can become disconnected. There can be bugs. And this is more of a common problem more than a problem associated only with us. So just make sure to open a chart. When you want to apply a strategy and connect your account, apply it to a chart, and then you can enable and disable it from here. But always make sure it's on in the chart. So as we said, that's how you set up a strategy. Double click, set your settings and everything. If you have a template, what you do is going back to your dashboard, you can download each template from your dashboard or on each strategy page, which is where you go to product strategies. And then if you go to like Catalyst or Sessions, you can go to we'll actually go right now. You'll be able to see their templates. And all you have to do, like right here, you download it, and then you can import that. Even says right here, you can import it into. You have to do it through File Explorer, and like let's say we're downloading sessions templates, it would be good. Like currently, NinjaTrader, or usually it downloads in documents. So you go to File Explorer, Documents, NinjaTrader 8, Templates, Strategy, then to the specific strategy, and you just put the template in here. You can just copy it and paste it from your downloads. If it's not there, you can make the file yourself, and there's instructions, further instructions in the request help section. Just go here and go to the imports, but you can make the file name yourself. So AFG strategies dot, this would be sessions, but it should be there already. And if it's not, yeah, you can make it yourself, or you can just apply the strategy to a chart, run a couple of strategy analyzers, and it should appear there eventually. So going back to NinjaTrader to, yeah, we were just talking about templates. Sorry. Go into templates. We'll apply that again. Just go into template, go to load, and it will appear there. If you want to save your own template, just press save. And if you want to reset the settings, just press reset. To add an indicator, just right click, press indicators, or this button right here. It's a very similar process. We do not offer templates for our indicators because those settings are completely up to you. It's not like there are any kind of back tests, and it's according to how you like it. It's taking a little bit to load here. There we go. So you can find indicators in there. Just open up the folder, but you can look through the indicators, same process, double click or just press add, set your settings and just press apply. There is no enable button here. So after applying the strategies and indicators, and when you connect the strategy, you can connect it to your account, we will look at how to run a playback and how to backtest. So we don't need that anymore. So the difference between strategy analyzer, which can be found going to new and then strategy analyzer, is, let's see. So the difference between running strategy analyzer, as I just said, and playback is this is based on, perfect fills. This is really just running the logic of it. Yeah, it's not accounting for slippage, which you can do. We just don't test it very much. And strategy analyzer can be very accurate, but as I said, it runs a logic and it's not the exact same as live. And that is why we also use tick replay, and that does make it a little more accurate because some fills can look like they're always on the bar open, but the strategy would never have executed there. So it can be confused, but that is why we use tick replay to prevent that. It just makes it a little more accurate. But anyways, so when you run strategy analyzer on one of our strategies, it should be fine to show part of both. You put in your license key and then you just set your settings, put the template in and just press run. And you have to choose your start and end dates, include commission and your data series, but you just press run. To You can compare that with playback results, which is enabled by going to connections and playback. And so what happens here is when you press playback, you select your instrument, you download the data for it. So you select your day. So if I did 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, that downloads those specific days for, let's just say NQ. You download, you press continue, and then what you would do, we'll just go through with it now, is you open a chart and you'll see this playback controller. You open a chart and it will run according to the data series. So just turn on some tick replay. Then what you would do is, this is set back 5 days before the 13th, but you could just attach a strategy the same way. And 1x means it's going to play 1-to-1 in real time. So if you're going to go through the whole week on one time, it would take a whole week. But you can set this to max, and that makes it way faster, and it doesn't change like the processing. So if you're on 1x compared to max, it's still gonna fill, like, playback knows to run through it properly. It's not like you're gonna miss an entry because it was too fast. You just press play, you attach your strategy, you press play, and it's playback is simulated live. So that's how you can compare and use our backtesting features. As we said, once your trial expires, you can run playback and strategy analyzer for free anytime. You just won't be able to use the strategy or indicator for live trading. And the advantage to this is being able to compare simulated live entries and exits compared to backtests. And this will show slippage or it's more accurate than playback. And then obviously you can use that free trial to compare that live as well, but playback is very close. But after all that, that should be it. You We went over how to register, how to download, install, setting up your data feeds, opening charts, especially with Tick Replay, how to add indicators and strategies, and how to use playback and backtesting. So that's how you can use playback, as I just mentioned. And if you were using Strategy Analyzer, just sorry, put in your license key, adjust your settings, go to your instrument, make sure Tick Replay is always on. Select your start and end date and just press run. And once it's done, you can also look in the chart as well. One note about Tick Replay though is that NinjaTrader only allows you to download a full year in advance. So today would be May 22nd, 2026. It would only allow you to download uh, or run like a full, like a proper backtest with tick data to May 22nd, 2025. Beyond that, it won't use tick data, uh, and it won't be the same results. That's as far as I know. NinjaTrader may have changed that, but 99% sure it's a full year in advance. If you already had that tick replay on your computer before, it will use that. It'll append it to the time, and it will use that. That is why we go further backtest back to 2024 because we already have that data. But just a quick note, NinjaTrader currently on this computer takes up like 700 gigabytes, so it's going to be uh, very heavy. But anyways, that's how you get set. That's how you get started and set up. If you ever have any questions, just you can email us, contact us on Discord, use our support forms, or even our AI agent, and you should be all good. Thank you very much for watching.